NFL Week 12 final predictions coming at you guys. Here we go. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the channel. I want to go over all of my final Week 12 predictions for you guys here on this slate. Today's video is brought to you by Underdog, guys. Make your picks higher and lower with two or more of your favorite players to get in the game, and for being a part of the J All Day community, $5 and $100 in free bonus entries. We went with the Bills on Thursday Night Football, but we did take the Texans and the points, and that cashed for us for our members only picks. Guys, if you want to get access to all my bets each and every week, check out the memberships in the description down below. Let's get into these final Week 12 picks. A lot of injury updates to go over for you guys. And thank you so much for being a part of the community. If you could do me a huge favor, hit that like button. It does really help us get into the YouTube algorithm. And if you find these picks beneficial, consider subscribing to the channel, guys. We're going to break down this Ravens-Jets game. Tyrod Taylor will be starting instead of our boy Justin Fields. Ravens had a tough time last week with the Cleveland Browns. 5 sacks on the game. Myles Garrett had freaking 4 of them, just cooking last week against this Ravens offensive line. But I'm going to go with the Ravens here. I just don't think the Jets have much to offer right now. Even though the Ravens aren't playing particularly great football right now, the Jets get rid of Quinnen Williams. They get rid of Sauce Gardner. No Garrett Wilson. And one bet I love for this game is Tyrod Taylor anytime interception. I think they're going to get behind in this game and be forced to throw the football, and that's never a good situation for a team that doesn't have a lot of good wide receivers and a quarterback that is, not great at all. Okay, so I like the Ravens. I think Derrick Henry is in play for over yardage as well. The line is unbettable at minus 14 or whatever. There's a lot of huge lines this week, guys. Tough week for bets for sure, but if you want to check out all the bets I made this week, they're going to be in the membership link in the description down below. But yeah, I'm going with the Ravens to get a W here. Next up, we have some really interesting breaking news in this Steelers-Bears game. Okay. All 3 starting linebackers for the Bears are out in this spot. That's a huge deal, especially because this Steelers team wants to run the football, right? Even though Aaron Rodgers and Jaylen Warren are both questionable here going into Week 12. I was originally on the Bears here, man, but with this middle of this defense and a secondary that's not great, they're going to be pretty deficient there on defense, man. So I think the Steelers can take advantage of that. I really do. The Steelers don't have to travel far coming from Pittsburgh going to Chicago. Very similar field conditions, right? Whether home or away in this spot for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If Aaron Rodgers plays, I'm going with the Steelers. So I'm making this selection thinking that Jaylen Warren and Aaron Rodgers are going to play. Give me the Steelers here. This defense for the Bears is so banged up, right? And I just think that the Steelers defense can do enough to contain Caleb Williams, who is still only completing around 50 to 55% of his passes right now. It's really going to come down to the run game for the Bears. Can they establish the run versus the Pittsburgh Steelers? I think the Steelers are definitely going to be able to get the run cooking because all 3 starting linebackers are out for the Bears. And this secondary, they played pretty good last week versus the Vikings, but J.J. McCarthy is just so inaccurate with the football. And when a quarterback's really inaccurate, they just can't keep drives cooking, right? A lot of 3 and outs. So give me the Steelers with these injuries that just got released from the Chicago Bears. It's going to be a close game either way, but give me the Steelers to get a W here, establish that run game, use play action with Aaron Rodgers. But no Aaron Rodgers, will flip back to the Bears. But if Aaron Rodgers and Warren play, and that's what I'm doing right now, thinking they're going to play, I'm going to go with the Steelers here, guys. Next up, Patriots at the Bengals. Interesting spot here. Joe Burrow has been a full participant in practice this week, but man, I just think it's so irresponsible to bring him back, especially in this game with no Jamar Chase, a really bad defense, and an offensive line that just flat out is not very good at all whatsoever. New England Patriots have just playing exceptional football. Drake May, Stephon Diggs. Looks like Ramondre Stevenson's going to be back in the mix with Trevion Henderson. I just think they're going to put up 30. And I don't see the Bengals doing that, even if Joe Burrow plays. No Jamar Chase. And remember, Christian Gonzalez can now just lock in, key in on T. Higgins. And then what else is going to happen? I don't see T. Higgins winning a lot of matchups versus Christian Gonzalez. So give me the New England Patriots on the road. I don't give a shit if Joe Burrow plays or not. That does not matter to me at all whatsoever in this game. And remember, no Shamar Stewart. He's on IR, the number 1 pick for the Bengals. Trey Hendrickson, he's out as well here in week number 12. I just don't think this defense is going to have a lot for Drake May unless they just lay an absolute turd. But I just can't foresee that happening at all. The weather's not going to affect them at all. Give me the New England Patriots all day. Love that spot for the Patriots. Next up, Giants, Lions, more injury updates. Jackson Dart is out in this spot. And the line has ballooned from -500 to -900 there for the Detroit Lions. I don't think Jackson Dart is worth that much, but wow. Woo-wee. I think Jameis Winston had 2 turnovers last week, a fumble and an interception. And then you got to go play in the Dome in Detroit, and the Lions are pissed. They lost that tough game in Philadelphia with the windy, cold weather there in Philly. Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Montgomery and Gibbs are coming for scalps. Unfortunately, Sam Laporta, I think it was a back surgery. It just got reported he's going to be done for the entire season. That's a huge bummer for the Lions. He's such a big part of this offense and what they want to do with play action, right? But I love the Lions at home. I can't see them losing this game to the Giants. And not a must-win spot, but kind of, because the Packers keep winning, the Bears keep winning, and there are 2 games here. This Pittsburgh Bears game could get dicey, and then a division game between Vikings and Green Bay, that could get weird. They always get weird. So I love the Lions. I think the line has ballooned up from 10 to 13.5. 2 touchdowns is a lot in any game, especially in an NFL game. But man, I think they took care of business against the Commanders a couple weeks ago and covered the big nut. 14 points is a lot, but I like the Lions to win and probably cover the spread as well. Give me the Detroit Lions all day here in week number 12. Guys, if you could do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel, only 50% of people viewing my videos each and every week are subscribed. That's kind of crazy, guys. I looked at my metrics and saw that. It would really, really help benefit the channel. Great free way to support me and all the content we're putting out each and every week for all of our NFL fans. And I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Vikings, Green Bay Packers. J.J. McCarthy has thrown an interception in every game he's played this year. 2 interceptions in back-to-back weeks. I love the J.J. McCarthy. I think it's only at -160 to throw an interception in this game on the road. Sign me up for that bet. But I love the Green Bay Packers here at home in Lambeau. J.J. McCarthy lost at home in perfect conditions to the Bears. Now, J.J. McCarthy, who's having a lot of trouble being accurate with the football. He's completing like 50% of his passes. Now he's got to go outside in windy and cold weather there in Lambeau. It's not a good situation there for the Minnesota Vikings at all whatsoever. I love the Green Bay Packers to win and dominate. Probably cover the spread. I think it's at 6.5. Packers and teasers, if you could tease it down to about even or 3 points, sounds pretty good to me in this particular game here in Week 12 at home. And the Packers, if they want to keep pace with the Bears, this is an opportunity with the Bears banged up where they could lose and the Packers win, then, man, this division gets neck and neck once again. So give me the Packers here. These games are going to be really, really important for the next several weeks, guys. I love Green Bay. And it looks like Josh Jacobs is, not going to miss a significant amount of time. He might miss this week, but I think long-term, no structural damage for that knee. He'll be in play in the coming weeks. Next up on the Sunday slate, one of my favorite games of the week with a lot of playoff implications is the Indianapolis Colts on the road taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Colts are coming off a bye. Jonathan Taylor has been dominating the NFL and a true NFL MVP candidate in my opinion, taking on the Chiefs who have been so good at home. The last 3 games, I think they've outscored opponents. It's like 89-24 or 26, something like that. But pure domination at home. Pure domination. And the Colts are an indoor team. Got to go play outdoor in Arrowhead. A really tough place to play. Hostile environment. And the Chiefs, backs against the wall. They have to win this game. They cannot lose this game because then they have losing tiebreakers with the Colts, Broncos, Jaguars, Bills, Chargers. They're not going to make the playoffs if they lose this game flat out, in my opinion. They'll move to 5-6 and pretty much will have to win out to even have a chance of getting a wild card spot here because the Broncos schedule gets pretty easy the next couple of weeks, right? So for me, I'm rolling with the Kansas City Chiefs here to get a win. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Steve Spagnuolo, Travis Kelce, their season is on the line. Travis Kelce did not postpone his retirement to not make the playoffs. They gotta beat the Colts here. They have to win. And when Patrick Mahomes, his back is against the wall, at home, I like this spot. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs to win. And I think they probably cover the 3.5 points. And they just got to be better in the red zone. They got shut down in the red zone multiple times last week versus the Broncos. Obviously, this Colts defense is not the Denver Broncos defense, right? They should be a little more efficient there in the red zone, but they got to score touchdowns. If they don't win this game, this Chiefs season is over. And maybe with it, this Chiefs era of immense success. Now, we move on to the Seahawks and the Titans. Not a lot to say about this game. Sam Darnold is coming off his worst performance of the season. 4 interceptions in a, NFC West game that they had to have if they wanted to take a stranglehold on that NFC West. But shit the bed Sam, once again, shits the bed in a must-win game. Whether it's the playoffs, play-ins, for the division lead. It seems when the lights are the brightest, Sam Darnold just flat out does not show up. He didn't show up last week. They got the Titans here on the road. They do have to fly across the country, but I expect them to get right. The Seahawks defense was so good versus the Rams last week. The offense and those interceptions put the Seahawks defense in holes game in and game out. It's just been crazy to watch them do what they did last week. The Rams scored 14 points in the first quarter and did not score again until the fourth quarter, right? So they only scored 21 points in that game. And they only lost by 2 with Sam Darnold throwing 2 freaking interceptions, right? This is a get-right spot. I think they absolutely blow the brakes off the Titans, who are without Calvin Ridley. He's done for the year. Broken fibula up there in Week 11 on IR. That's a bummer for Titans fans. Next up, we move on to the Jaguars and the Arizona Cardinals. Right tackle Jonah Williams goes on IR. That's a huge loss to an offensive line that, frankly, isn't very good to begin with there in Arizona. They've lost 7 of 8 games. No Marvin Harrison Jr. again because he's dealing with that appendix issue. He had to have surgery. And the Jaguars looked great last week. They kicked the dog shit out of the Chargers. Very impressive performance there. The defense finally looks healthy, led by Devin Lloyd, who's playing out of his mind this year. I just don't think this Cardinals offense has a lot to offer right now. With Jacoby Brissett and Trey McBride, they're on like their 6th and 7th string running backs, right? It's a tough spot for Arizona. I think they lose again and are looking at a top 5 pick in the draft in the face. And if the Jaguars win, they're right in this race for the division as well as a wild card spot. So if they want to make the playoffs here in 2025, they got to put away bad teams. They got to win this game. I like the Jaguars to win as we get closer and closer to playoff time. Browns and the Raiders. This is an interesting spot. No Jacoby Myers. He got traded to the Jags. This offensive line has not been good at all whatsoever. Ashton Genty only got 3 carries in the first half last week versus the freaking Cowboys. So that tells me that Chip Kelly has no faith in this rushing attack at all whatsoever. And I have no faith in Geno Smith at all. Look what the Browns defensive line did to the Ravens offensive line last week. Give me the Browns. Shedeur Sanders gets his first start and his first win as an NFL quarterback. Give me Shedeur Sanders and the Browns to get it done here in week number 12. What do the Raiders have to offer? They can't run the ball. They only have one weapon outside of Gentry, and that's Brock Bowers. But will Geno Smith even have time to throw? They got 5 sacks last week versus the Ravens. What are they going to get against the Raiders this week? 7? 8 sacks? Geno Smith is in deep trouble. And I think an interception for Geno Smith is in play as well. If you could parlay anytime interception with Geno Smith and J.J. McCarthy, I love that shit there, guys. That should be a fun. And add Tyrod Taylor to that mix as well. If you could parlay all 3 of them. I don't know if I could do that on my sports book, but I'm going to look into that shit for show. J all day bets. J.J. McCarthy, Geno Smith, Tyrod Taylor, interceptions. Let's get it cooking. Cowboys and my Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are 8-2, but you would think they would be 2-8 with all the bullshit and drama going on with the Divas in Philly right now, man. I've never seen so many Divas in Philly in my whole life. And this is a team that had Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens at one point, right? The Diva show continues. Even Deshaun Jackson is chiming in. Hey, Deshaun, how about you go coach your college football and shut the F up? That would probably be the best situation for you. You're only making things worse. But Cowboys honoring Marshawn Nealon kicked the dog snot out of the Raiders. Impressive performance. And if we look at these offenses, Eagles, Cowboys, you got one playing with swag and some moxie. Even if CeeDee Lamb is out in Vegas puking his brains out at the casino the night before the game. That story, insane. But I digress. They came out and they balled out, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. They're at home in Jerry's world. No Lane Johnson. And this offensive line has struggled to get the run game going all year long. Now without their best offensive lineman, and Cam Jurgens, the center, he's not 100% either. Eagles fans, you're going to hate me. My dad went with the Eagles. I'm rolling with the Cowboys at home to get a W here. This offense is playing with no confidence. Unless the defense pitches a shutout or keeps them under 13 points, I think the Cowboys win. Between Javonte Williams and Pickens and CeeDee Lamb and Ferguson, they got a lot of ways to win. And they're playing with confidence right now. Coming off that win, honoring their fallen soldier and Marshawn Nealon. I like the Cowboys here. This Eagles offense has been lifeless all year long. Just Kevin Patullo couldn't coach his way out of a paper bag. I saw a report that people are looking at him to be a head coach. He can't even coach an offense. How the hell is he going to be a head coach? This offense is boring. It's predictable. And they all look unhappy. Saquon looks unhappy. Jalen Hurts looks unhappy. Freaking A.J. Brown is the crybaby of the century. It's a bad situation right now, man. It really is. And until we see them flip the switch, go on the road, and put up some offensive numbers, I like the Cowboys in this spot to get the W. Give me the Cowboys in the points for sure all day. I like the Cowboys in the points. I think that's a great bet. I think Cowboys in a teaser could be interesting because if the Eagles win, it's not going to be by a lot. I think it'll be a close game. Next up, we move on to the Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Michael Penix Jr. done for the year. Drake London, he's out in this spot. That's a huge bummer. I'm rolling with the Saints here. Coming off a bye, getting healthy. The young front seven for the Falcons does look pretty good. They're getting after the quarterback pretty good, but they're giving up tons of yards. And they just keep losing. The Falcons just keep on losing. What did Bryce Young throw for 400 yards against them last week? Unbelievable. I don't understand this Falcons team at all whatsoever. They got dominated by Bryce Young, and they actually kept Rico Dowdle in check, and Bryce Young threw for a career high in yards. So if you're giving up 400 to freaking Bryce Young and the Panthers, could be a long day for the Falcons on the road, playing in New Orleans, hostile territory, a team coming off a bye, well-rested. And this Falcons team, I think, is going to be pretty demoralized, losing Michael Penix Jr., no Drake London, who gets the ball in every single play. Kirk Cousins is now the quarterback. It's going to get ugly. Kirk Cousins, anytime interception. Let's make it a 4-leg parlay, man. We're getting some interceptions this week. Buccaneers, guys, taking on the LA Rams. I like the Rams here. The Buccaneers got to travel across the country. They're without Bucky Irving again, without Chris Godwin, without Mike Evans. This defense has been pretty mediocre at best, guys. They gave up 44 last week to the Buffalo Bills, and we saw what this offense did last night versus the Texans. The Bills' offense, no wide receivers. James Cook is good, but no wide receivers. Not getting a lot out of the tight end position at all. Nothing out of the slot either. And remember, Baker Mayfield played for Sean McVay for a little while, so they're going to know his tendencies. Give me the Rams all day. All day! I like a Rams, Seahawks, Lions parlay. That seems pretty juicy to me. Next up, another fun game. San Francisco at home. All the Ducks are in a row right now for the 49ers. Big bummer on the defense with Fred Warner and Bosa being out, but Robert Saleh's got this young unit playing pretty good. Panthers are coming off a big win, but they got to travel across the country playing a good defensive coordinator and a high-flying offense. This game could get loose here, guys. This could be a over 50 type of spot. But Bryce Young is so hit or miss. And they had a tough game last week versus Atlanta. So this seems like a letdown spot for me. I think San Francisco wins and covers. I'm going San Francisco here, guys. There's my picks. This 49ers offense, Brock Purdy looked great. Christian McCaffrey, Ricky Pearsall's getting open all the time. Kittle's been such a huge part of this offense the last few weeks. I think that continues. So here it is, guys. My Week 12 NFL picks coming at you. We got back-to-back 9-win weeks. We're going Ravens, Steelers, Patriots, Lions, Packers, Chiefs, Seahawks, Jaguars, Browns, Cowboys, Saints, Rammies, and the 49ers. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Peace.